Hi, everyone. All right, so we're back.
Hi.
We were going to film outside today, but it's raining. And normally I don't mind the rain, but the seats are all wet already. So we're stuck in my house.
I don't like the rain.
I love the rain.
It's uncomfortable.
No, the rain is the best.
No, it's terrible. Give me a nice, dry, cool.
Mm-hmm. Perfect for the arthritis. And
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
What is it?
Wicca.
Oh, okay.
So this will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who know us, you know that I'm Wiccan. Oh, we didn't do our introductions.
We didn't.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Jacob.
And that's Jacob. For those of you who know us, you know that I'm Wiccan.
I sort of am.
Okay. So this is an interesting topic. We can go from all sorts of places, but the thing I like about Wicca, the thing that resonates with me most about Wicca is that the main tenet of Wicca is as long as you are not causing harm to anyone else, and yourself, as long as you're harming nothing, basically, including yourself, then do as you see fit. So, you know, on first glance, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, that sounds like you can basically do whatever you want.
No.
No.
No, that's not the case.
You can't. Because...
Well, it requires a lot more internal thought. Because
Yeah.
when you actually sit down and think about that, yeah, at first glance, oh, I can do whatever I want. No, because everything you do has consequences in one way or another. And if it's going to hurt you or somebody else, or it might potentially do something like that, you really have to reflect on that. So it's not a, oh, I can do whatever I want. It's you really have to sit and think about how your actions are going to affect both yourself and the people around you.
Yeah.
And it's really, when you get to that point, a lot more, I don't want to say restrictive.
Restrictive was the word I was thinking of, too.
I don't want to say
Right.
that. It's self-reflective.
Right, it's self-reflective. Exactly, because I've had incidences where I have talked to other Wiccans about things like cursing other people, or
We've talked about that at length.
yeah, or you know, a healing spell on someone. Those are both things that have absolute consequences one way or the other. And I do know Wiccans who think that sending bad energy, negativity towards somebody in the form of a curse, they think that's okay.
Yeah, no.
And I don't. Because it's not my job to teach somebody a lesson. And it's not my job to spread negativity.
Nope. All that will come out in the wash in its own way.
Exactly. If anything, I see our existence on this planet as meant to spread positivity. We are meant to do as much good as we possibly can while we're here. And sending negativity at someone, even if you think you're teaching them a lesson, that's terrible. No, that's not how it works. If this person has a lesson to learn, they will or won't learn it in their own time. You can offer advice. You can give friendly suggestions. You can have conversations with that person. But at the end of the day, it's their decision what they're going to do. And you don't have a right to try to send your negative energy at them in the form of an attack. That's what I think curses are. They're in the form of an attack.
It's deliberately going against that one main tenet.
Exactly.
Because you are, whether anything comes of it, you are willfully wishing harm upon somebody else.
Right.
And we talked about it before with like healing and things like that. Because there were a couple, I can't remember the example, but you were talking about, well, let's collectively do this to help this person, and they hadn't asked for it. And it's like, no. If somebody doesn't ask for your help or say that they're okay with what you're doing, you're invading their sacred space.
You're invading their space.
Invading them.
So let's clarify for a second the difference between a healing spell and a prayer for healing. Mm-hmm. I think that to me, there's a difference. So, excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. So, if someone I know is ill and I want to send them positive energy and try to assist in their healing or at least make them feel better, if I don't have their permission to do that, I pray instead. I pray that the divine will assist in their healing. If I do have permission, then I absolutely will do a spell of some kind and meditate and consciously send my energy to assist someone in healing. And so to me, that's the difference. And again, you would think that sending out your energy to help someone in healing would be all around good, but not necessarily. If they didn't ask for your help, they potentially want to deal with this illness on their own terms. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's absolutely okay. There are cancer patients who don't want to do chemo. They want to do something else. That's absolutely okay. Every person's journey on this planet is their own. Mm-hmm. And our paths might cross. They might go along for a while. And that's awesome. But it's not our job to jump on your road and try to drag you off onto ours.
Yeah, I had a point and I immediately started to talk and lost it.
That's cool. That's all right.
But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and so I guess we're not specifically talking about Wicca anymore.
No, we kind
of diverged a little bit, but so to get back to Wicca itself, Wicca is what has been called an earth-based religion. Mm-hmm. And to me, and the reason I keep saying to me is because Wicca is a religion where it can and is encouraged to mean different things to different people. Mm-hmm. Unlike some of the other, shall we call major religions around the world, which I'm not even convinced that they're major religions because there are a lot of Wiccans that just don't talk about being Wiccan. So there are a lot more of us than people realize.
There are a lot of people that don't know.
And there are a lot of people that don't know they're Wiccan.
No, they're like the things
this is
that
what
they
I
might
believe,
do. This
but
is
they
what I
don't
believe.
know.
Like,
Yeah, that's
you're
true.
very close to that.
That's true. So Wicca, to me, being an earth-based religion means that we revere the planet. We revere all animals and plants that live on this planet, including humans, but not limited to humans. No. We share this planet with billions of other life forms, animal and plants, and mixes in between. Mm-hmm. And so we revere all life on this planet. Mm-hmm. And Wicca itself, usually most Wiccans, so here's where I put a little caveat in that I'm maybe more of what might be termed an eclectic Wiccan, because Wicca usually has a god and a goddess, a lord and lady as their deities. And I tend to, for the most part, just have a belief in goddess or also gender neutral or gender inclusive divine energy. And so that's a little bit different, but not at the same time. We can't get into all of the minute details, but Wicca is a nature religion might be a better mm-hmm. term than earth-based religion, but I think that's what earth-based religion is trying to say.
Yeah, it's to me it's like seeing the divine in everything around you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of the divine in everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this is a difficult topic.
This is a tough topic because it's sometimes hard to express what it is that you believe, because you just believe them.
Especially for off the cuff.
And the other thing with Wicca is, there are different branches of Wicca.
Very much so, yeah.
And you'll potentially have heard of Gardnerian Wicca, Dianic Wicca. There are different branches of Wicca. So if you're interested in Wicca, the first thing I would do is just literally do a Google search, honestly. And then the list of things that come down, you can then do better research into each of those. Libraries often have books if they're not stolen. Libraries often have books. It's interesting that certain religions are threatened by other religions, and Wicca books are frequently stolen off of library bookshelves by non-Wiccans.
Mm-hmm. And so any research you do, you have to take with a grain of salt too.
Absolutely.
Because just like any other religion and the majority of people in the world, I believe, are good. Mm-hmm. But you're always going to get some crazies.
Oh, yeah.
And just like with any religion. So you want to be careful. And if the first thing you get leaves a bad taste in your mouth when you're looking, just look for somewhere else and see. Because just like there are so many different styles of different religions, like there's about 1,000 different types of Christianity. I don't know.
Right.
But there's different types.
Well, and the other thing, too, is whenever you're reading a book or reading something that's been written or watching our show, listening to us talk, you're getting our opinion. You're getting that writer's opinion on what that topic means to them. Mm-hmm. So, like Jake said, if you find a book and you think, whoa, this is nuts, try a different author. Just for your own edification, just for your own knowledge. You don't have to agree with Wicca. You may find out that you're not interested in Wicca. Nope. But you may also find out that Wicca is not what you think.
Mm-hmm. And this is absolutely not a sales pitch
either.
Oh
gosh, no.
One of the best parts that I love about Wicca is whatever your path to the divine is.
Go for it.
Whether it's, Hinduism, Christianity, whatever resonates with you, so that you can become more in touch with the divine being in whatever way, shape, or form you perceive them. Go to town.
Yep.
Do that.
Yeah. The nice thing about Wicca is we don't evangelize. Mm-mm. If you ask about Wicca, like this, because I drew it out of the bowl, I treat it like someone asked us about Wicca. Yeah. So if you ask about Wicca, Wiccans are more than happy to tell you what Wicca means to them. Mm-hmm. But we don't evangelize. We don't recruit. We don't try to convert. Every religion is a path to the divine, whether you call that divine God, Buddha, Allah, Diana,
whichever,
whatever. And so, again, you may learn things about Wicca by doing research that you didn't know too. There was the Satanic Panic back in the late 80s, early 90s, and some of them were potentially Wiccans, and others of them were just kids.
Trolls. Being goofy, yeah.
Hey, I'm going to draw this pentagram upside down, and
I'm so edgy.
I'm so hardcore, and I'm worshiping Satan. When in reality, they were just kids being goofy and whatever. But all of a sudden, it turned into sort of almost a modern day Salem witch trial. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Satanic Panic. If you know anything about the West Memphis 3, the three of them were put into jail for a large chunk of their growing lives because one of them was reading about Wicca and learning about Wicca along with other religions he was actually reading and learning about on his own time, and he wore black, and he didn't like to hang out with the cool kids, and he was a loner. And he and two other boys were put into jail for murdering a child in their community. And literally the only reason that they were thrown into jail was because of the Satanic Panic.
Yeah, no
There was literally no
evidence.
There was no evidence whatsoever actually linking them to this murder. They finally have been released.
They were eventually exonerated. That's the real wording.
Shoot, I can't remember the documentary, but again, if you look up it's either the West Memphis 3 or the Memphis 3, but I think it's the West Memphis 3. There are documentaries that have been done talking about what evidence there was. There were coerced confessions. It really fascinating look at our judicial system.
Especially in that period.
And that's just one example. But the Satanic Panic was all over the United States. And that was a misunderstanding, in some cases, of some Wiccan symbology. So, yeah, hopefully we touched on enough about Wicca. If not, and you want us to talk about more, go ahead and leave questions in the comments.
Yeah, we'll answer questions.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier to do
on
such a broad subject like that. Because, okay, take 15 to 20 minutes and talk about a religion.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, if you have specific questions, we can either, leave them in the comments below and we'll either reply to them or we'll compile some questions and we'll do another show where we answer questions. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but we would like to try to keep our little show to about 15 minutes or so. So we're just about finished here. Anything further that you wanted to add about Wicca or...
No, I think for right now, because if I add anything further, we're just going to go another episode.
We're going to end up repeating ourselves too.
So I'm good.
So all right. Thanks for watching. And if you like our shows, please subscribe below or click like or whatever the hell YouTube is using nowadays. Mm-hmm. Remember when it used to be stars?
Gosh, yeah,
used to be stars, now it's thumbs. Please click this one. So anyway, have a great day and we'll catch up with you next week.
See ya.
Bye.